Hi friends and welcome back. Today's lesson is all about decomposing fractions into sums. Draw a tape diagram that represents 1 and then shade in 1/3. Go ahead and decompose each of the thirds in half. How many parts are there now? 6 parts. What fraction of 1 does each part represent? Each part represents 1/6. And how many 6 are shaded in? 2 6. So what can we say about 1/3 and 2 6? We can say that they're the same. We can tell because they both take up the same amount of space. Let's go ahead and write this as a number sentence. 1/3 equals 1/6 plus 1/6, which equals 2 6. Let's decompose each 6 into 2 equal parts. How many parts are in 1 now? 12 parts. What fractional part of 1 does each piece represent? Each piece represents 1/12. How many 12ths equal 1/6? 2 12ths equals 1/6. Go ahead and pause the video here to write a number sentence for how many 12ths equals 1/3. I'll be here when we return. Welcome back. Go ahead and take a moment to compare our work. We could also put parentheses around 2 groups of 1/12 to show that each combines to make 1/6, like this. Think, how can we represent this using multiplication? We could write 1/3 equals 2 times 1/12 plus 2 times 1/12, which equals 4/12. Is there another way? Yes, we could also write it like this. 1/3 equals 4 times 1/12, which equals 4/12. Now, in this diagram, we can see that we clearly labeled our first drawing to show that it represents 1 whole. Each diagram in this lesson will also represent 1 whole. Go ahead and draw a tape diagram and shade in 1/5. Next, decompose each of the fifths into 3 equal parts. How many parts are there now? There are 15 parts. And what fraction does each part represent? Each part represents 1/15. Pause the video here to write an addition sentence to show how many 15ths it takes to make 1/5. We'll compare sentences when you return. Welcome back. Here is my addition sentence. 1/5 equals 1/15 plus 1/15 plus 1/15, which equals 3/15. What can we say about 1/5 and 3/15? We can say that they're equal. Here you can see I shaded in another 1/5. So now a total of 2/5 are shaded in. Pause the video here and write a repeated addition sentence that represent how many 15ths it takes to make 2/5. I'll be here when you return. Welcome back. Go ahead and take a moment to compare your sentence with mine. Just like the previous problem, we can also put parentheses around 2 groups of 1/15 to show that each combines to make 1/5. Think, how can we represent this using multiplication? I want you to go ahead and pause the video again, and this time I want you to write 2 multiplication sentences that represent this sentence. I'll be here when you return. Welcome back. Go ahead and compare your multiplication sentences with mine. Here you can see I wanted to show what I have here in parentheses down below in the form of a multiplication sentence. So here, because I have 3 copies of 1/15, I wrote 3 times 1/15 plus 3 times 1/15. Below that, I wrote the multiplication sentence 6 times 1/15 equals 6/15. We have seen in a previous problem that 1/3 equals 2/6. We have seen that 1/6 is equal to 2/12. So how many 12ths equals 1/3? We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 12ths equals 1/3. What about 2/3? How many 12ths is that? I want you to go ahead and pause the video here to explain aloud how you know how many 12ths equals 2/3. I'll be here when you return. So 2/3 is how many 12ths? We know that 1/3 is 4 12ths. So 2/3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 12ths. It's twice the area on the tape diagram, so it makes sense. We're now ready for today's assignment. Go ahead and set the timer or watch the clock for 10 minutes to complete the must-do problems here on this screen. I'll be here when you get back. Today's lesson was all about decomposing fractions into sums. Excellent work for today. Be sure to check in with your teacher, and I'll see you around here soon for another Eureka Math lesson. Enjoy the rest of your day.